How's it going, guys and gals? This is Anthony, and today we're back at it with a new video on the channel where we'll be talking about Saturday night's main event 45. Or is it 46? I don't remember. I'm not gonna check out right now, but it's either the 45th or 46th edition of Saturday night's main event. Whichever number is on the title of this video, that's gonna be the edition. So apologies beforehand. So as you can see, that this edition of Saturday night's main event will be this Saturday night, live on Madison Square Garden. Danhausen is gonna get the biggest pop of the night after the Knicks won the title after being uncursed by Danhausen. We got 4 matches and 1 segment on this show, so we are here to predict what's gonna happen. And the reason I haven't done reviews on the last couple of months of shows is because, man, like, I kind of felt drained after WrestleMania, and this is what's been going on since WrestleMania. My university was on was having a student protest because of some budget cuts my university was having, and some of us students were like, no, that's BS, and a student protest happened, and that kind of extended for 2 months. So I ended classes and my finals on late June instead of late May. So that's why no reviews were during that time, because I'm like, I need to concentrate on these exams because of the material that piled up during that month. And I decided to take a break after all that. But now we're back with the predictions and reviews. And the reason is, we got, as I've stated before, 4 matches, 1 segment. Let's jump right in. If you like this type of content, like, comment, share, and subscribe. So without further ado, let's jump right in. I think that this may be the match that opens the show, although it may be the other tag team match that we'll talk about later on. But this is the women's tag team titles on the line, where Brie Bella and Paige will defend against Lainey Reed and Fallon Henley, with JC Jane at ringside. Ever since Nikki didn't get the medical clearance for WrestleMania and Paige came back, which we knew Paige was gonna be back, we just didn't expect her to be Brie's tag team partner. And ever since WrestleMania, I've been like, okay, they're gonna build up the Bella's heel turn on Paige. And Fatal Influence, ever since coming up to the main roster, they've been hot and ready. And I think this is the chance to crown Reed and Henley with the tag team title, so that way you can start JC's chase for the title. Especially since we don't know about Rhea's knee injury, which is a partial meniscus tear, which normally that takes 6 to 8 weeks. So Rhea should be ready by SummerSlam on paper. So we need to see her. But this match being 3-on-2 serves as the perfect situation for the Bellas to go heel and turn on Paige, and have the perfect situation for AJ Lee's return, and practically have the Bellas versus the Anti-Divas at SummerSlam, which will be a rematch from WrestleMania 31. Or you can keep stretching this inevitable heel turn out until SummerSlam. But I don't think Fallon and Lainey should lose here. Because I think by SummerSlam, Fatal Influence should have gold around their waist by SummerSlam. SummerSlam time. Jesus, I cannot pronounce the yesterday. By SummerSlam time, they should have gold in this faction. So I'm gonna predict that Laney and Fallon will be the new WWE Women's Tag Team Champions. And obviously, you know, Fatal Influence, they came up to the main roster. First thing they did was attack the women's tag division. So this should be the statement they make and stake their claim on top of the women's tag division. Next up, we have New York's hero, New York's newest superhero. Move aside, Spider-Man. Danhausen is the new vigilante, or as James Jonah Jameson may say, New York's newest menace. A goddamn menace. I've played all 3 Spider-Man games, okay? Like, don't judge me. And against JD McDonough, no disqualification. So, obviously, the story is that the Judgment Day owes Danhausen $4,000, or as Danhausen says, 4,000 human monies. Due to it being no disqualification, obviously the Judgment Day is gonna interfere, and I think here is where we're gonna have the reveal of Danhausen's cloning experiment, because he practically turned The Miz and Kid Wilson into zombies. So this should be the payoff to his cloning experiment. Obviously, we had the mini Housens on the build up to Backlash, but it feels that something is gonna happen here, and obviously Danhausen's gonna win. There's no doubt about that. Will they coexist before SummerSlam? Cody Rhodes and CM Punk will face Gunther and Sami Zayn in a tag team match ordered by Nick Aldis. Obviously, Sami won the title at Night of Champions, lost it 9 days later, which it's okay. People were bitching about it on the internet, and I'm like, Mick Foley won the title 3 times between January until weeks before WrestleMania 15, and he lost the title like 2-3 weeks before, and people back then on the internet did not bitch and moan about it. So you need to understand that Sami is the equivalent of what Mick Foley was back then. He is a good hand. He puts over the top guys, but he can sometimes slide in and be a top guy. If one of those top guys gets hurt, you can slide him in, and then when that top guy comes back from injury, you slide him down to the upper mid card, which is okay. He doesn't have the body of a wrestler like Mick Foley, but he has everything else: the skill, the charisma, the connection with the crowd. He can be a babyface, he can be a heel, which is more than Gunther could wish for, because Gunther only has the physique and the in-ring work, but doesn't have the charisma on the microphone. Which is why I always love that combination of him with Kaiser, and on hindsight, I'm like, the worst thing that happened to Gunther was taking Kaiser off his side, and obviously we know that Kaiser is killing it right now in AAA as El Grande Americano, battling against Los Perros del Mal, and Dominic coming to his aid. And I have a theory on Los Perros del Mal, but I will talk about it once you know what, this is way off topic, I know, but the Los Perros del Mal, like the Dogs of Evil, which is the translation in English of their name, Dominic has to be the leader, right? Like, the Judgment Day is going down the drain, and Dominic will need a new faction. And what better way to get him hated on the road to Triple Mania 34 than him being revealed as the leader of Los Perros del Mal? and then Tejano gets on Kaiser's side, and we know what's gonna happen once Kaiser wins the Mega Championship, right? Like, we know Tejano is gonna turn on El Grande Americano in a heartbeat. But once again, coming back to the topic at hand, Punk and Cody, they're going against each other for the title at SummerSlam. Will they coexist? Nick Aldis may have some involvement in this match also, because I think the match at SummerSlam is Gunther versus Aldis, the Ring General versus the National Treasure. So, which is a banger of a poster for a match. The Ring General versus the National Treasure. Gunther versus Aldis. And obviously, obviously the baby faces are gonna win here. That feeds off Gunther's frustrations and leads him to attack Aldis again on the July 24th episode of SmackDown. Nick Aldis says, "Enough, I'll see you at SummerSlam," or some stuff like that. Lyra Valkyria turn heel on Bayley, and they're facing off here. I don't know, I saw somebody say this from the Spanish-speaking media wrestling community. This looks like the perfect setup, especially after what happened Monday Night on Raw. This feels like the perfect setup to bring Tatum Paxley to the main roster. Because you saw how Lyra looked on Monday. Like she looked insane. She looked depressed, crazy, the way she was dressed and everything. Like, it felt like when Fallon Henley went insane on NXT. And in a way, I kind of feel that Bayley is kind of wrapping up with WWE. So Lyra's gonna win here. And in a way, I think that she may go over. I mean, Lyra may go over because Bayley's wrapping up with WWE, especially after what Mercedes Moné has been posting. She posted that picture with the AEW Wrestle Dream logo, which said like Mercedes Moné versus Pamela Rose, which would be Bayley's name if she ever left WWE. But people look at that, but I also think like maybe Moné's the one wrapping up, because if we remember, Mercedes Moné only signed a 3-year deal with AEW that expires in March. And ever since, and the rumor since then has always been, she's just rebuilding, she's just getting her stock up once again so she could go back to WWE in 2027. So this could be Moné trying to play Tony Khan into giving her more money, or Bayley's coming to AEW and Mercedes is kind of trying to convince her. It's either Bayley goes to AEW or Mercedes Moné goes back to WWE. Like, it's one or the other. But still, no matter which one of those two options happen, Lyra Valkyria will win this match with the help of Tatum Paxley. Because if you guys remember, in NXT, Tatum and Lyra were attacking for a while before, and then when Lyra went to the main roster, that's when Tatum went in insane. So next up, maybe the Knicks title celebration, because I don't know, it's just gonna be a segment between Roman and Jalen Bronson. Like, something's gonna happen here. I don't know if Seth Rollins is gonna be involved in here, and like they go with Seth being the heel in this feud, but Roman's a heel now once again. But is he a baby face though? Like you see why the product has been garbage since Cena turned heel. That's why on Monday you'll have my thoughts on season 2 review. You'll have my thoughts on season 2 of Unreal. And on next Friday, July 24th, you'll have my thoughts about Unreal Season 3. But if you want to watch my thoughts on Unreal, before they are posted on YouTube, you can already watch them on my Patreon, which should be on the description of this channel. And I don't know what's gonna happen here. This just feels like, I don't know. Like, is somebody getting attacked here? Like, will Seth Rollins bring out Tyrese Halliburton and they do like Roman and Jalen versus Tyrese and Seth? Because I don't know. Like, and man, but no. Tyrese cannot do that, right? Because he's not clear yet from the Achilles, and he gained weight during rehab. So, and he's probably already got married because since he proposed to his girlfriend, so like it would be funny if Josh Hart comes in and and like Roman spears him, and then Roman tells him, "Analytics do not suck, you moron," or like something like that, because we know how Josh Hart feels about advanced metrics in the NBA. But hey, I don't know, and like the basketball fan in me would be kind of funny if Roman does that. But let's see. But this feels like an attack is gonna happen. I don't know why. So we go 1, 2, 4. Yeah, that's everything for Saturday night's main event. 45 or 46, I don't remember. So you'll see once the video goes up. Once again, if you like this type of content, like, comment, share, and subscribe. Cherish beautiful moments with your families. Create beautiful memories because life's too short, but those memories will last a lifetime. As always, this is Anthony signing off. Bye bye.